Good morning, my class. How are you? I miss you guys. Today I'm going to read you a story called Caps for Sale. Do you remember this story? Yeah, it's about a peddler who was selling caps. All right. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like any ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had his own checkered cap, then a bunch of gray caps and brown caps and blue caps. And what color is this one? That's right, red caps. Oh, he had many caps on his head. He walked up and down the streets holding himself straight up. Let's all sit up straight. So he did not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up and down the street and walked and walked. Caps, caps, caps for sale. But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. I'd want a red cap. Wouldn't you want a red cap? He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. Oh, he had to have money to buy food. Oh, he says, "I think I'll go for a walk in the country." And he walked out of town slowly, slowly. He was so hungry. And he also walked slow so he wouldn't make his caps fall off his head. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. Oh, he says, "That's a nice place to rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so he did not disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight up. He felt, oh, there's my checkered cap, there's my gray cap, my brown cap, my blue cap, and then the red cap's on the very top. Do you see the red cap on the very top? Do you see that? Oh, he said, "They're all there." So he went to sleep, and he slept a very long time. When he woke up, he was so refreshed and rested. Oh, he stretched, and he yawned, and he stretched. What do you think's missing off his head? Where are all those caps? Does anybody remember where those caps went? Let's think. Where do you think those caps went? But before standing up, he thought, uh-oh, those caps are gone. And he felt his own checkered cap. He looked up to the right of him. Oh, but there was no caps. He looked to the left. No caps. He looked behind him. There was no caps behind him. He looked behind the tree. Was there caps behind the tree? No, no caps behind the tree. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? What do you guys think he saw? What lives up in a tree sometimes? Monkeys, a bunch of them, a whole bunch of monkeys. On every monkey was a gray cap, a brown cap, a blue cap, and a red cap. Uh-oh. What do you think happens next? Do you guys remember what happens next in the book? Let's look. Oh, the peddler looked at the monkeys. Those monkeys looked down at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them, and he looked up at the monkeys, and he said, what do you think he said? You monkeys, he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands and fingers back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." Kind of monkey see, monkey do, huh? This made the peddler very angry. Do you remember what angry means? Oh, and you're so frustrated. Remember? Angry, frustrated. So he shook both his hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and they said, "Tis, tis, tis." They didn't say much, did they? Now he felt even more angry. He was quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and they shook their finger and they said, what'd they say? Do you remember? What'd the monkeys say? Tis, tis, tis. By the time the peddler was really, by then, he was extremely angry. Very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and he shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But those monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." They didn't understand, did they? I don't think they understood that the peddler wants his caps. They're all wearing them still. Oh my goodness, how is he going to get those caps from those monkeys? Is he going to have to climb the tree? I don't know. Do you think those monkeys are going to drop those hats? So far, the monkeys haven't dropped the caps, have they? Let's see what happens next. Think about what you think is going to happen next. At last, he began so angry that he pulled off his cap and he threw it on the ground and he began to walk away. What do you think happened? He was so mad that he put that cap on the ground. What do you think the monkey's going to do now? Remember, monkey see, monkey do. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. Look, they took off his cap just like the peddler took off his cap. And all the gray caps came falling down, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps. They came flying down out of the tree and onto the ground. Do you see that? They're all on the ground. So the peddler saw them and he picked them up. He picked all his caps up. He put them back on his head. Which one came first on his head? Do you remember? His own checkered hat. Then what cap came next? Do you remember? Think about it. What was next? The gray caps, that's right. And then what's next? The brown caps. Then the blue caps. And what was last? Remember what caps came on his head last? That's right. The red caps on the very top was the red caps. Do you think he was happy now? I think he was happy, don't you? And slowly, slowly, he decided to walk back to town. What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to try to sell those again? He's hungry. He walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps, 50 cents a cap." And look, it says, "The end." Wasn't that a good story? You guys, this was a very good story. Remember, an author is someone who, you guys know it, writes the book. And an illustrator is someone who, that's right, draws the picture. Do you remember what this is called of the book? You got it. It's the spine. Good job, class. Good job. Okay, I miss you guys and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.